Hello, man. Welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming for our first, well, not our first video of 2023, but this is our first Xbox Series S video of 2023. So I know a lot of you guys got these for Christmas, so I want to try to help you out the best way I can. And today's video is how can we make our Xbox Series S look good on a 4K TV? Now, if you're not familiar with this, most 4K TVs, at least any of the ones that are going to be gamed or aimed toward gaming, your TCLs, your Hisense, your Vizio, your LG, your Samsung, all of those TVs that are built with the with like the new next gen features, you know, like the 120 FPS, or even some of the older ones that are just 60 FPS. You're going to have what's called an upscaler in your TV of some sort. Now, what we're going to be looking for in these games is clarity. Now, you're going to come up here and you're going to go down to your settings. You're going to go into your TV and display options. And then you're going to go, if you have 120 FPS TV, go ahead and leave your refresh rate at 120. If your TV does actually have the VRR, you'll go in here to video modes. If you do have VRR, if your TV has it, you'll be able to check this box. If it doesn't have it, this box will be grayed out. So you can go ahead and flip that on. If you have access to 120 FPS display, you'll be able to go ahead and click that in. Now, the capture card that I'm using is the Elgato HD60X. And that will allow me to capture 120 FPS or pass through 120 FPS and all of that. You'll have this right up here, this allow 4K. You're going to go ahead and leave that unselected if you have a 4K TV. I know that doesn't make any sense, but trust me on this. You're going to go ahead and leave that like that. You're going to leave your resolution at 1080p, and then you are going to be able to have your TV do your upscaling. So like right now, my dashboard actually looks sharp and crisp because my TV is actually upscaling that and not leaving it blurry. Now, the Xbox Series S does have a 4K dashboard. Like you can, if you allow 4K, you can have the 4K dashboard. But as what's going to happen is your Xbox is going to be sending your TV that 4K signal. But I've found that, I mean, it still works. It will still work, but I found that leaving it at 1080p just happens to work better. We're going to go ahead and check this out first with Gotham Knights. This game here, I really like Gotham Knights. This game really is a beautiful game. It's pretty fun. I like the combat and stuff. And what we're going to look for is we're going to look for clarity in this right here. Now, you also have other settings on your TV. My specific TV, there are upscalers that I can turn up and turn down. So right now, I have my upscaler set to, let me get in there and make sure. I have my upscaler, my sharpness set to 0. And then my upscaler on my TV is super resolution is set to high. I have the Vizio H1 OLED. So my super resolution is set to high. My edge enhancement is set to high. Peak luminance is set to high. And then everything else is pretty much where it should be. Those are the main settings that you're gonna want. If your TV has a dedicated upscaler, like one of these, like the OLEDs, like the LGs, the Vizios, the Sonys, then you're gonna want to use those. If not, then your TV is gonna probably just resort to the just whatever internal upscaler your TV has, which are, I mean, they're fairly good for the most part. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. Now, I can already tell you this screen looks really, really good. Actually, it looks pretty sharp. Gotham Knights is rendered at 1440p at 30 frames a second on Xbox Series S. So this right here is actually gonna look, I mean, this already looks really sharp on the OLED. This looks pretty good. Like, this is passable last generation 4K. This, like, if you were playing a game from last generation, you'd be like, yep, that's 4K. Like, you wouldn't even question it. you would be like, oh, yep, that's definitely 4K. There's no fuzzy around her, around her outfit. Yeah, all these edges look nice and sharp. They look crisp. The detail over there on the building looks good. It looks sufficiently sharp. I feel like if you were playing this on a 4K screen, I don't think you would really question too much the sharpness of this game. This looks pretty dang good. The water looks justifiably good. So let's get down here on street level and see how that looks down there. Boom. Yeah, this looks sufficiently sharp. I have no problems playing this game on a 4K OLED with the Series S. Or on, I think you'd be okay on any TV with this game. Actually, to be completely honest with you, this game's really never had like too much of a problem like resolution wise though. This is one of those ones that, for the most part, just kind of like it looks good no matter what you really do. Guess her hair, I mean, even her hair looks sufficiently sharp. We'll get over here in the bright light. Yeah, this, I mean, you can see like the material in her suit. Yeah, that looks pretty dang good. So let's go ahead and get out of this one and let's get into another game, because this one here already doesn't really have this. Like I was saying, this one here doesn't really have the issues of clarity at all. Now let's go ahead and check out The Witcher 3. These are some of the newer games that are kind of out. So I wanted to look at some of this stuff. Now we will look at this one in the 60 FPS mode, which is 1080p. Internally rendered at 1080p. So this one here will have to upscale from 1080p all the way to 4K to look good on a 4K OLED. The last game we just looked at was 1440p. This here does have a 1440p mode at 30 frames a second as well. We're gonna go ahead and go into options. We're gonna come down here to display. We're gonna go into the graphics. And we're gonna see it is in performance mode. So just so you know, this is gonna have to upscale from the 1080p. I'm so glad this doesn't take like a whole minute to load in anymore. Like if there's some, and I've actually got my old hard drive on here too, so we will check out a couple of those older games. I'm thinking about making this video about 30 minutes long, so okay. Yeah, this looks good. And I am sitting literally 2 feet away from my OLED right now, so I'm actually to see that this does sufficiently look very sharp. Like this does look convincing. Maybe a little bit, I mean, like some of the materials do look a little bit softer, but it doesn't look blurry. It doesn't look Geralt here, he looks nice and sharp. This looks really sharp, and it's running at 60 frames. So I feel like that's a win, if you ask me. Even out there in the distance, let's get over here and let's take a look out here. Yeah, even that. See, that looks really nice. That looks really nice. It looks full. It looks fluffy. Like this really does look pretty good. This is sufficient, man. If I was playing this and I only had a 4K TV and my Xbox Series S in this mode, I would be like, yeah, this looks good. This TV has a really nice upscaler. Most of these TVs do. I had somebody in the comment section talking about having a QLED, and maybe I will do some testing on my daughter's TV. Maybe I'll just take the Series S or do some testing on her TV too. And that's a Vizio M1. Yeah, this looks incredible. This is very beautiful looking. We'll check out some older games too. Those ones are going to take a little bit longer to upgrade, but yeah, the visual clarity that I'm seeing right now, I don't think you would be able to tell that this is 1080p. Like, I really don't think that you'd be able to tell that this is 1080p. I feel like you'd be looking at this and you'd be like, wow, man, that's pretty sharp everywhere you look. That looks really, really good. Let's go run into the city and see what that looks like. I mean, these here, I mean, like, this is a fairly old game, but this brand new update has breathed life right back into The Witcher 3. I definitely recommend picking this game up if you haven't already played this. This here is the Tucson region. Yeah, look at this, man. Like, look at how good this looks. This looks so good, man. This is nice. This is nice. This looks good. This looks really good on a 4K TV. All right. Oh, but I know which one you guys really want to see. So let's get out of here. Let's get out of here and let's see if the highest sold game. Now, I won't be engaging in any combat or anything. We're just looking at visuals. We're not doing any of that stuff. We're just gonna jump into the Amsterdam level. We're just gonna go into the Amsterdam level and find the. We're just gonna look at the visuals. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're just looking at it. We just want to see what this looks like on Xbox Series S being upscaled from 1080p to 4K. Wow. Definitely some frame rate issue thing going. Like, you could see like the stutter, but that was kind of like that on the other ones. So let's get into actual gameplay. Sorry, I'm just going to fast forward that. Just so we can get to a point where we can walk around. All right, so let's... All right, first of all, we'll look at the distant detail. As you can see, the building is straight across from us. You can definitely see the aliasing over there in the windows. Everything next to the camera, like everything like close to you, this looks sufficiently sharp. I would say this definitely holds up fairly well. Like when you're walking around and stuff, everything close to you. FPS is looking pretty nice. Particle effects right there. You can see like the particle effects.
Get to the bridge, guys. We've got cartel in the area.
Yeah. Honestly, because this game uses like the reconstruction or whatever. So, I mean, it looks fairly good. You can it is resolving, you know, pretty straight lines. Like when you get close up here to like the detail and stuff, that looks sufficient for the most part. That reconstruction though does kind of add like the little fuzz on the water type deal, like when you can see like the reflections. So that there's kind of a little bit off, but it looks like that on the other consoles too. So just not as fuzzy. Them trees out there in the back, they're... Yeah, I don't know if I like the way those trees look, but everything else, like all this stuff, all the vegetation on this one here kind of does look a little rough, but everything else looks sharp and nice. I mean, like her hair obviously was falling apart a little bit. I don't know. It looks clean though. It really does look clean. It looks pretty good for the most part.
Let's see if if they split up.
This one right here, the performance is really good.
Okay, one's leaving.
Yeah, I mean, this looks presentable on a 4K screen. So,
Moving.
all right, let's get out of this one. Sorry we can't do any of the combat anymore. I don't want YouTube getting all mad about it. All right, so let's see what else we have down here. We'll go down here to some of these. Well, we've got some other newer games that we can check out. Let's check out Forza Horizon 5. That game has a lot of whatchamacallit, vegetation and stuff like that. So let's check this one out. I had to upgrade, or not upgrade, but update a lot of my games on the Series S. But this is a video I've wanted to make for a little while now. I want to look at some of these newer games and some of this stuff. Now we're just going to stay in the regular map. We're not going to do the
Welcome back, champion.
Ooh, look at that saying. Ooh, look at that saying. This car is so beautiful, man. So beautiful. So beautiful. The loading times. Sorry about this, but we're checking this out. Like, so far, Call of Duty is the one that's not really been looking like super duper. That trees in that part were... Oh. Dang. You know, I have not looked at this on a 4K screen. Yeah, we are in... we're in 60 FPS mode. This actually holds up pretty decently on a 4K screen. Does look softer though. Like, it does look pretty... Like, it does look softer. But all your lines and everything are looking pretty dang sharp. Oh no. Let's see. Let's look at this car for a minute. Yeah, that holds up really nice. I mean, the 60 FPS and the way this looks. I mean, I think the one thing that you are getting, because obviously some of the, like, the vegetation and stuff is well, here, we can do this. See, that vegetation is looking nice and sharp. Yeah, this does not look bad at all. This actually looks highly decent. Very nice. Very nice. I'm happy to report that Forza's looking pretty dang good. The reason why I didn't do the Hot Wheels track is because I wanted to show you off the Scion, and the fact that, like, everything on that would look sharp, because there's really not a lot of like a whole bunch of, like, different vegetation and stuff. So this gives us our most accurate representation of what we would be seeing on Forza for the most part, like, getting in here and playing around. And this looks satisfying to me on a 4K screen. This looks satisfying. Plenty of vegetation. Yeah. So, all right, let's check out another game that I think would look that we would like to see. Some of these older ones now. I know. Let's check out Forza 7. Got to have a couple of racing games in here. Now, this game here was updated for Xbox One X, but we do not get the Xbox One X version on this game. So it doesn't. So everything on this one here should be upscaled from the original game's 1080p. So we'll see how that looks. And we'll go to Bathurst. Bathurst. I should pull out my racing wheel for this one, huh? No, I'm just joking. We'll use the troller. We'll use the troller. Now, some games aren't going to be able to really take advantage of this because some games are going to have like really low texture settings or just low settings in general. But for the most part, a lot of the newer games that you're going to be playing, you know, like the Xbox Series X and S. So right now you can tell that it's not, what track is this? Oh yeah. Okay. That's fine. Circuit. I won't even do the full lap. We'll just do a little bit of it. Maybe we'll do the full lap if we can get in there fast enough. But you can already tell, like, this does look sufficiently sharp. Oh yeah, that does not look bad at all. That doesn't look bad at all. That actually looks fairly decent. Oh yeah, that looks pretty dang good. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. This cleans up rather well. Oh, I don't have the... Okay, there it is. Oh yeah, this looks nice. This is easily playable. Yeah, this looks good. It's running 60 frames. And it holds up really well. Yeah, this looks pretty dang good upscaled. It looks sharp in the cockpit. Oh yeah, this looks fine. Dang, I actually honestly can't believe how good this looks. Like, this looks really nice on here. Like, this is holding up really well. Very well. This looks great. I mean, you can see like the alias and pretty decent in this game though, but this looks really nice on a 4K screen. If you want the ultimate visuals with the Series S though, I still recommend a 1440p monitor because everything just looks incredible on that. Everything, and like going down to stuff like 720p is really not going to affect you that much on that either. Maybe we'll finish this lap because I get in here and I'm like, ooh man, got the race. I am doing this on the controller too, so. Oh no, I missed my turn. All right, so there we go, man. That is Forza 7 on the On the upscaling, it looks pretty dang good. It looks pretty good. Overall, so far, I'm feeling like, yeah, this is pretty good. All right, you know what? Um, if I do this one, this will probably be. Oh wait, no, I know which one. Oh, I don't have it on here. Dang, I don't have that other one on here. So we're just gonna have to suffice um with some Odyssey. Odyssey. I was gonna do Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I think I took it off of here for some reason. It was taking a lot of space, and I just wasn't doing as many videos on the Series S version. So I took it off of there. Oh, come on. Everything's got to update. I mean, if games like The Witcher 3 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey will look good on a 4K screen with this, then that is some pretty good then that'll be the best way to do that. But yeah, setting it at 1080p has already made a world of difference in terms of being able to um to like really get a sense for how this is going to look on a 4K screen. Like there are going to be some things like you are going to have to overlook a little bit of stuff, like the aliasing, or lower textures or stuff like that. Like there's definitely some trade-offs to playing on a 4K screen that just ain't gonna that just ain't going to, give you that pronounced look that you would want from like a 4K game. Like there are things that you're gonna have to like go without for sure, but in the overall scheme of things, like clarity on a 4K screen and being able to, play on a 4K screen and it still look good, like I personally think anything made on the Xbox Series X with Xbox Series X and S visuals, it's gonna look infinitely better than anything that was on the screen last generation. You're gonna have your higher vegetation, you're gonna have your you're gonna have your faster FPS. So like this, it's not necessarily a bad thing to play on a 4K screen, but oh yeah, that's I mean, yeah, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. Like honestly, man, I don't even think you could tell that this is like the vegetation and stuff. That upscales pretty well. The only thing that I'm noticing from like the Series X or playing this on Series X to Series S is just the lower, like the lower settings. That's all I'm seeing. Like the clarity looks fine. The lower settings is what I'm picking up on, is what I'm seeing. Is like the lower settings for maybe like the vegetation or something. A little bit lower texture detail, but everything else, that looks pretty decent down there too. Like the clarity, like there's a little bit of a softness that goes into this, but you can't see like the fuzzy stuff because the fuzzy stuff isn't there because it's all being upscaled. But it does look a little bit softer. But it doesn't look fuzzy. That's the main thing to get away from when it comes to the upscaling or playing on a 4K TV is the fuzziness, and the fuzzy blurry stuff is completely gone. It just looks sharp and crisp. I mean, if this is what, okay, let me put it this way. If you bought a Series S and you got it hooked to a 4K TV and you use this trick to let the TV do the upscaling, I think I think you would be sufficiently happy with the overall image quality that you'll be getting out of your games. I do. Like it's not fuzzy, it's not blurry, it doesn't look bad. Let's get down here onto the beach and let's go see how the veg or not vegetation, but let's go see how the texture and the sand and stuff look just to be 100%, because this doesn't look bad to me. Like, I could play this and be like, oh yeah, that looks great. Yeah, that looks fine. And you are getting the 60 FPS on this game as well. So if you've never played Odyssey, I highly recommend playing this now that you get 60 FPS. Yeah, like this looks good. This looks sufficient. Like, even up there, like that looks fine. Let's see how the popping looks on here. Yeah, you can see the grass and everything kind of growing out there ahead of you. You could go into these caves and stuff. We won't go in there. It's a restricted area right now. We don't want to get in any trouble. We don't want to do anything that would cause YouTube to be like, no. So yeah, you're getting pretty decent tessellation on this and everything. Like, yeah, honestly, man, if you haven't played this game, this looks pretty sufficient on Series S on a 4K OLED. Like, it looks fine. Who's that? Who are you? Do not know who that is. But we will. Oh, yeah, because we're already getting into 32 minutes. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah. So in conclusion with this video, man, Series S using the TV's upscaler is pretty good. After I'm done making this video, I'm going to go back there and talk to that person down there that's looking for me. But yeah, this looks fine. This looks good, guys. I do think that you should allow your TV to do your upscaling if you are going to be using your Series S on a 4K screen. I'm pretty happy with this. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and thank you for watching.